about 4 or 5 at the time. And since I'm 100 now, that would be like almost a century ago. Yeah. But, right, the reason why I included this photograph is because Ramapough are contemporary people. This is a photograph of myself doing a traditional dance known as the blanket dance with my daughter, Keisha, which is a Guyana name, and it means favorite one, and we selected it purposefully. And what this shows is that the tradition carries on. So my daughter growing up, I told her the stories that I heard growing up. We go back to Mawa. We go back to the place where the graveyards are. We go back to where John walked. We go back, right? Everybody goes back. And that's important because I want her to have an identity. I want her to know where she comes from. I want her to know what her name means. I want her to have a Gaian name out of respect for her father, and I want her to have a native name. And both of those are part of her identity. And she respects and honors all of her cultural identity, and she practices the same way I do. So, there are times when she's nervous and upset, she'll get up and she'll smudge and she'll do a morning blessing the same way I would do. She maintains her regalia. She knows how to make things. I'm a fan maker. Keisha is an artist. She paints, she photographs. She's, and she's an excellent dancer. She's won awards for her dance. So we go back to Mawa, and she gets to meet all of her relatives, and she gets to see all the people who look like her. She gets to hear the stories told about Eileen and I, all the things we did that were bad, and all the things that we did that were good. Those are shorter stories. But so the point is that we are of New Jersey. We're from New Jersey. We always will be culturally. This is our homeland, no matter where our kids go, whether they're coming back from Afghanistan, in the Middle East, or coming home from college out of Italy. We're global people. We're educated people, but we know where we come from. And there's a saying. We have a cousin who's Shinnecock, and Art Crippen, and he always says, if you don't know your culture, you don't know anything.
Yeah, he
right?
does say that.
You don't know your culture, you don't know anything. And we take that very seriously. We do. So Ramapough today, right? We're not standing up here with, eagle feathers. The reason for that, by the way, because traditionally I would have an eagle feather, is because eagles became extinct and it's very difficult to get one. And when you find one, you have to report it to the federal government. So there are parts of our culture that have really been damaged and persist in their damage as a function of colonial behaviors on our land. Right? If I see a medicinal plant, I can't just go pick it because it might be on somebody's property. So we deal with these issues, but we are also contemporary people, and so we try to do it in contemporary ways. We go to school, we go to college, right? We have very diverse careers. We do a lot of things. We're community leaders. Eileen, on the Commission of Native Americans here in New Jersey. We live in the Northeast, but not exclusively. We live all over the globe. I can find Ramapough everywhere. We study languages. We study Algonquin, we study Spanish, we study French, we study whatever we can. I speak all of them badly. We go to our own powwows, we go to the powwows of our cousins. We do everything. We study songs, right? I make it a point. There was a Smithsonian grant that Keisha and I sang on as part of a larger project for the museum. And it was a lot of fun because we worked with Nahagansett and Wampanoag cousins to learn some traditional songs. And they're call and response songs, very similar to like the slave call and response songs. But they're the call and response songs that you might teach your children so that when you're out harvesting corn or you're out hunting or whatever, you're singing a song and you wait for the response so that you know that your kids are nearby and that they're okay because they're responding to you. We still teach those things. I still play the drum. We have rattles. We make rattles. We do many of those things that are a part of our traditional culture, and many of them are more difficult to do now than they were before because of the damage done to the land and the lack of availability of the types of natural resources we would like to have access to. But we still come back. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. So these good-looking people These good-looking people, one of them is a Ramapough, and it's our cousin Kevin. Kevin is in the white shirt, okay? Cloth was brought to the Northeast by the colonials, and the native people liked it. And as you can see, Kevin is in traditional regalia, as are some of the other individuals in the photograph. The rest of the folks in the photograph are Pokanoket Wampanoag. And the quote above this image, in 1646, the Massachusetts General Court decreed that no Indian shall at any time powwow or perform outward worship to their false gods or to the devil, right? So a lot of people ask sometimes, so what's up with the powwow? Why do you powwow? And it's like, well, because, powwow is an Anglicization of the word powwow, which is an Algonquin word. And it's when tribes would come together to build community, to enjoy community, to be able to see each other, because we would disperse because it made good sense in the ecology of, how we lived to do that. But there were times when people just need to come together to be together. And so powwows became a way for us to do that. And as you can imagine, the gathering of people of color at different times throughout the history of this great nation has been threatening. So powwow was a way for us to practice ceremonial beliefs as part of our spirituality, but simply to be able to call people home and to come together. And so, when I go, I have a cousin, John Van Dunk. He lives in New York City. I miss John a lot. I haven't seen him in a while. But we always likened it to going to church. When we go to powwow, it's like going to church. It's the only church that matters, right? Yeah. The cathedral, the top of the cathedral is the sky, and as far as you could see. The columns, those are the trees, right? And it's the most beautiful artwork that could ever exist because the Creator made it. So that's our story as Newark residents. And I can say that we have seen a lot of changes in Newark. Newark does not look the same. I could get lost today in Newark. Eileen and I used to get on the bus at 5 years old, take it downtown Newark to go to the YMCA, right? And I would be on Academy Ave taking ballet lessons, right? And we would do this independently. We would go all over the place. Just follow Springfield Avenue, right? We learned how to get around the state and get around downtown Newark. And last night we were driving around, and I was like, "What street is this? I don't recognize this street." So there's been a lot of changes, and the changes are good. We expect change to happen. So this has been a really great opportunity for me and for Eileen to sort of share the fact that, number one, Lenape are not lost to the history of New Jersey. We're here, we're alive, everybody's not always doing well, but we're making our best effort, and that we hope people take the time to find out who we are and also benefit from whatever we can share.
Any questions?
Yeah, so... Yeah.
Any questions, comments?
Deliberations?
Oh, yes. This evening we're showing a movie here starting around 7 o'clock. It's called American Native. If you have a program, you can read about it. But our people are the focus. The Ramapough are the focus of this film.
Yep.
Anything you want to say about it?
Nope. It's a good movie.
Yeah. We watched it I think last month.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's very interesting. So if you are up for it, if you're around later, please join us.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
Thank you.